Oh, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. To Manachla Darkafata. This is very, very interesting. James Cameron, my boy! My boy, James Cameron. You're backtracking, son. Why are you backtracking? I've got up here a few interesting interviews with James Cameron. Recent ones. And ones from a couple of days ago. In fact, just prior to the release of Terminator Dark Fate in Europe. And it is so very, very telling. So very telling. So what we're going to do, this is the one from 24 hours ago. And what we've got here, we're going to look at this one. This is the first one I wanted to look at. This is the one which is 22nd. You can see there, 22nd of October, just prior to the release of Terminator Dark Fate and the negative reception that it's been getting. And I want to take you back, guys. I want to take you back. Come with me on a journey into James Cameron's past. I just think it's very, very interesting. He really is backtracking on his involvement in the film. And interviews don't lie. I mean, it's literally right here. It's his words. So, let's have a look, shall we? So, in terms of you talking about being a resource, were there things that you had conceived that helped them understand maybe where the technology or this mythology as a whole might evolve as a springboard to create their own story? I proposed the Flying Dutchman Arnold, the aged T-800 who is now becoming more human in the sense that he's evaluating the moral consequences of things that he did, that he was ordered to do back in his early days, and really kind of developing a consciousness and a conscience, which I think is a very interesting idea to me. He's the most interesting of the three incarnations of the T-800 that I was involved in for that reason. Because it's really saying he might be an artificial intelligence, but he's an intelligence, and he ultimately, left to his own devices, discovers that which we as the human race have discovered over thousands of years, which is morality, which is ethics. And I've talked to a lot of artificial intelligence scientists and so on. I remember asking some of the top guys, I said, could you have an artificial superintelligence that was the equivalent of or superior to a human intelligence without emotion? And they said, no, you have to have emotion. Emotion is what allows beings, conscious beings, to interact with each other and to have a sense of self and to have a sense of self-preservation and purpose and all that. So listen to how much he's bigging it up, yeah? His involvement, his ideas. And it continues. Okay, it continues. Here we go. Again, remember, so that's part of his involvement, okay? So T-800 is all his idea. When did you actually see a cut of the film, and what sort of feedback did you give Tim in terms of shaping it up? Now this is important. This is really important. When did you see the final cut of the film? Okay, so his comments about the final cut of the film are what we're going to be looking at with the 24 hours ago response. Because they change just a little bit. Just a little bit. They change a lot. So he says, well, I saw a rough cut right after the first of the year, and it transformed quite a bit after that. I think David Ellison and I and Tim worked together to try to find the best film that could emerge from that. It wasn't a slam dunk at the time, and I felt that there were a lot of pathways that were taken that were unnecessary. I'm an editor myself, so I gave notes that were both broad and very specific. I continued in that process up to about 2.5 months ago when we locked picture. I never went to set. I've yet to physically meet the new cast. But I was very involved in the writing. And I was very involved in the cutting of the film. And to me, the cutting is really an extension of the writing. It's the last draft, if you will. The set is the domain of the director. There's one captain of the ship, and within that metaphor, and the set, the production, the principal photography is the ship. Now, I was also doing the capture work on Avatar, so I really couldn't travel to Budapest because I was working 6-7 days a week. Weeks anyway. But even so, when I did have an opportunity to visit the Alita Battle Angel set, I only went once for a couple of hours because I wanted to communicate to the cast and crew that it was Robert's picture. Now, these are important comments. These are really important comments. Even these about Alita Battle Angel. So I did the same thing on Terminator. Well, you didn't visit. I don't want to be the go-to person or look-around person. The director needs to be empowered, so this is Tim's film and David Ellison, and I work together as producing partners to make it the best version of Tim's film that could exist. Now, it's really important that the comments about it being David Ellison's film, right? Well, being Tim's film, but David Ellison. Really, really, really interesting. Because it's not. It was David Ellison, right? So here we go. I was kind of reluctant to come back into the world, but when I had the opportunity to cover the rights, I started thinking about it. Is there something still to say? And when I met with David Ellison at Skydance, he said, look, what I want to do is take it back to the basics. In a sense, you can do the Terminator sequel to Terminator 2, and I thought that simplifies things. So that was his idea. David Ellison wrote the initial script treatment, basically. And now, recent comments. Oh, sorry. What is this? How is it different with respect to working on Alita Battle Angel with Terminator Dark Fate, hey? Arguments and stuff? I would say that there was many arguments in the editing process. And the blood is still being scrubbed off the walls from those creative battles. This is a film that was forged in fire. So yeah. But that's the creative process, right? I mean, my work with Robert Rodriguez on Alita was very different. Robert loved the script, loved everything, said, I just want to make this movie. I want to make the movie the way you see it. I was like, no, you got to make it your movie. I had the reverse experience with Tim, which is Tim wanted to make it his movie, and I'm like, yeah, but I kind of know a little about this world. And I remember all the comments about him apparently doing script drafts the day before, on the day of shooting, dialogue fine-tuning and stuff like this. Anyone remember those reports? Anyone remember the reports of James Cameron saying this is absolutely the only sequel to Terminator 2 I would ever imagine? Anyone remember them? Anyone remember the comments he made about Terminator Genesis and then backtracked on them? How the mighty have fallen. Isn't it interesting? The stuff which comes out prior to release and the stuff that comes out afterwards. James Cameron was massively promoting this film. And I know people are going to say, well, yeah, of course it was, because it's all business. Yeah, it was, but at the end of the day, don't make the film in the first place if you think it's crap. You don't have to mindlessly promote it then, do you? You know, Alita was good. I liked Alita, to be perfectly honest. Shocking. So it continues, right? I want to make the movie the way you see it. And I was like, no, you got to make it your movie. I had the reverse experience with Tim, which is Tim wanted to make it his movie. And I'm like, yeah, but I kind of know a little about this. So I had the matter and the antimatter version of that procedural experience. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So he's trying to distance himself. He's trying to distance himself from this absolute crap stain of a movie. And it is. It's only taken... It's open in 3 markets. Currently. It's opened in... Let's have a look. Okay, so it's opened in the UK, France, and apparently South Korea. And it's only taken 12 million. It's not going to make any money. Because again, you got to remember, this is a film. Like Terminator Genesis, this cost more than Terminator Genesis. Terminator Genesis only made its money over in China. This movie has certain elements that Chinese market does not like at all. I don't think it's going to do very well. And I think everyone knows it. In fact, this goes back to the video which I've just made and just uploaded, linked here, which is about outrage marketing. I think people knew that this film was bad. I think Paramount knew this film was bad. They knew it was bad, and they knew it was ruined in the editing process. They just couldn't lock down a cut that was remotely workable. Bad times. Bad times. So anyway, thought you'd find this interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Also, support the channel further by giving this video a like and a share. It really does the world of good. It helps the channel out an awful lot more. And just check if you are subscribed, because people are getting systematically unsubscribed from my channel. A lot of comments keep coming through about that now, so please just do double check. If you want to follow me a little bit further, you can check out my Instagram and my Twitter at Mr. H Reviews, all one word. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.